Hey guys, welcome back. So I recently picked up the Sigma Brilliant and Spellbinding palette, and I've mentioned this before that Sigma has really become one of those companies with me that when they come out with a new eyeshadow palette, I'm all about it, because ever since their Warm Neutrals palette, I've been so impressed with the quality of their shadows. They are just really pigmented, really easy to work with, and they wear so well on the eyes. So when this one came out, I knew I wanted to grab it, so I went ahead and did. So today I've got a review video for you, and I'm going to show you all the things I normally do, like pricing, packaging, swatches, tell you my overall thoughts and opinions on the palette, tell you about the formula of the shadows, blah, 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 blah. And then I'll also show you a little quick look of how I got this look right here. So I'll insert some clips and kind of walk you through the steps really quickly. So kind of like a little mini tutorial slash look for you guys. So if you want to see all that about the Brilliant and Spellbinding palette, then just keep watching. Okay, starting with pricing and packaging. So the price of this palette is $39, just like the other palettes that are this size. The outside packaging looks exactly the same. It's a little sleeve with the shadows listed on the back, which is really nice because it does give a pretty good representation of the shades. Like, it's pretty accurate, which is nice. And then the palette looks exactly like the other ones. Just that kind of sleek black packaging. It's cardboard, but it feels sturdy, which is nice. And these are the colors on the back here. Again, really nice size. Like, you can really read them and tell what they are and really get an accurate representation of what's inside of the palette. So I really like that. And then let me show you the palette. It's always got the mirror on the back, so just so you know that. It's a very interesting collection of colors. This whole collection is called the Steady Glow collection. So it's kind of very glowy and beachy and just a lot of champagnes and golds and warm tones and pinks. So it's a very kind of interesting collection. I really do like it. I do feel like this palette is missing some colors though. It doesn't have a matte brow bone highlight, and it doesn't have any kind of matte dark shades, like a dark chocolate brown or a black or something to really deepen up a look. These are your darkest shades here, but I just really wish they would have given us at least one dark matte shade and one light creamy matte shade for a brow bone highlight. But that's what the palette looks like, and it is a really kind of fun, interesting collection of colors. It's just very different, and I wish they would have thrown those other few shades in there, but that's what it looks like. Now on to swatches. Okay, so here are the swatches. So we're gonna start on this side. This is the top row of the palette. So we've got, starting from the pink one, Hiatus, Solstice, Healthy, and Languid. So the first one, Hiatus, is a really nice kind of matte pink. You don't see that a lot in palettes, so it's kind of a fun one to be thrown in there. These are nice champagne colors. This is more of a pinky champagne. That one's kind of more of a traditional sort of yellowy, just traditional champagne color. This one has a little bit more bronzy tones to it. It's really pretty. Next row we're going to go down. This is the middle row, and that is Radiant, Balmy, 10, and Spellbinding. Radiant is a really pretty kind of a brick tone. It is such a fun color. It's like a brick red brown. You don't see those colors a lot either. They're, you know, not super popular to be put into palettes, but I love them. This one is a really interesting color. It's kind of a taupey brown, but it's got some milk chocolate sort of shades in there too. It's a really nice one. This one is kind of a, I don't know, just your kind of traditional taupey sort of a shade. It's got a lot of sheen to it, so it's a really nice dimension there. And then Spellbinding is a really pretty, just light yellowy gold. It is so pretty. Probably my favorite from the palette. It's just such a light gold. That's why I like it so much. It has a lot of white in it, I guess, to make it a very, very lighter sort of a gold. And then the last row, we're going to start down there. That one is Sensational, Bloom, Fay, and 162. So Sensational is one of those colors that just seems like it would be super ugly and like you would just not like it, but I bet it's going to be fantastic in a look, because a lot of times those sort of kind of ugly mustardy colors ends up being the prettiest one in your eye look. It really kind of seals the deal and makes your eye look gorgeous. And then the next one, that's kind of a nice peachy sort of a shade. It's got a little bit of a satin finish. And then Fay is kind of a burgundy purpley sort of a shade. It's really pretty, kind of almost a wine sort of a metallic shadow. It's really pretty. And then the last one, oh my gosh, I love 162. It's silver, it's taupe, it's purpley, it's duochrome. It is so metallic and gorgeous. I absolutely love that one. So there are all the swatches. Okay, so I wanted to show you a quick comparison between the Brilliant and Spellbinding and the Warm Neutrals palette. So you can see they're definitely different, but they do have similarities. You know, there are some champagne kind of shades that are similar, there are some transition shades that are similar, but this one has a lot more kind of purpley, burgundy sort of shades, and this one has more pinky, orangey, but then mixed in with those champagne shades. So they are different, but they're definitely, I mean, you could combine these all together and make one big neutral sort of glowy, beautiful, pinky, champagne-y sort of palette. So I definitely think they're not the same palette, but they do have similarities. But just wanted to show you kind of how they compare with each other. And as far as the formula on these shadows, they are just as good as the Warm Neutrals and the Smokescreen. They are so pigmented, they blend like a dream. I've just played with them today, so I'm not sure about wear time, but they seem like the exact same formula as the other palettes. So I'll make an annotation and let you know kind of how they wear, but I have every confidence that they're gonna wear just as well as the Warm Neutrals and the Smokescreen palette. So I love the formula on these shadows. They are so, so good. Okay, for the look that I'm wearing, I took a Sedona Lace EB09 brush and took some of Hiatus and really blended that really well into my crease and transition area. And my brush is probably a little bit dirty, so it probably has a little bit of brown mixed in there too. So that might have changed it just a little bit, but you can mix it with some of Balmy and get pretty close to the way it looks on my eyes. But really, if you just blend out Hiatus really well, it will still get that sort of blown out pink look, which is so pretty. Then I took a Sigma Concealer F70 brush and put some of Healthy on the middle half of my lid and really pack that on. It's really pigmented, so you don't have to do a lot of building, but I just like it to be super, super vibrant. And then after that, I took some kind of a crease brush. Mine's from CVS. I don't even think they have it anymore. And I used some of 162 on my outer corner and blended that into my crease. It is so pretty. It is such a gorgeous shade, and it blends with those other colors so nicely. And then after that, I went back and blended a little bit more and sort of added back in some of my other colors, like added back in some more of Healthy, and then just kind of brought in the vibrancy again. So I always do that with eye looks, or most of the time I do. For eyeliner, I use my Rimmel Scandalize in brown. And I then took a Sedona Lace EB21 with some of 162 and sort of smudged that on my lower lash line to kind of really bring that out. I first started with the eyeshadow, then I applied the liner, and then I smudged out more of that as well. Then for my upper lash line, I used my Sigma Eyeliner EO5 and one of their gel liners, the Stunningly Ladylike in Standout Eyes. It's the kind of dark, dark brown shade, and applied that as my liner for my upper lash line and did a little bit of a wing. And then I applied my mascara, which is the Merle Norman Wicked Lash Mascara, and then also the CoverGirl Clump Crusher. So that's kind of how I got the look that I've got on my eyes today. Alright guys, so I hope that you really enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you did and let me know your thoughts on this palette. I would love to know if you've picked it up, if you're eyeing it, what you think about it, what you think about Sigma eyeshadows in general. Let me know that down below. Please ask any questions you have. I'm always happy to answer those. Please subscribe to my channel if you're not already, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!